everybody, and welcome to an amazing Friday night at IndyILR Racing. Last night we had the turn of the PS4 tiers where 4, 5, 6 and tiers 3 were broadcasted, and now is the turn of the Xbox tiers to do their metal, and in this YouTube channel is being broadcasted is ILR3 tier, which is the lowest tier on Xbox, but I'm sure these drivers are definitely going to give it some welly tonight and bring a race to remember. So we are here at round number 1 in Melbourne in Albert Park, and it's a lot of the guys' favourites here tonight, so it'll be interesting to see how they do. And quite a lot of people also, it's their first time to league racing as well, so it's going to be a new adventure for these guys to see if they're actually really cut for league racing. So I am Jess, and I'll be your commentator for ILR3 this season. It's just me. I am solo commentary for the season, the tier, so there'll be no one else joining me in the box all season. It'll be just me, so lucky you. So I hope you're all as excited as I am, so I'm absolutely pumped. There's also ILR1 and 2 also being broadcasted at the same time, so if you want to, you make sure you flip between all 3 tiers so you find out what is going on between all 3 of them. So and it is going to be shaping up to be very close between all 3 tiers, so make sure you check all 3 of them out. The other 2 are streamed live on Twitch, so check those 2 on Twitch as well. So without further ado, let's get cracking with qualifying, as we got a few people on their outlaps at the moment. Now, F1 2018, a completely new game in terms of the handling and the modes of speed and management in terms of tyre, fuel and stuff like that. So it's going to be a real challenge for the drivers, in particular the guys who haven't raced before. So we're going to ride on board with the first person to set a lap time, which is Hotwire, who is in the Red Bull. He is going to start on his lap, and he's making it very cleanly going into turn 3, almost clipped the corner there, but seems to manage to recover quite nicely and do it very well into the straight there. Now I'm actually going to get the speedo up so I could see how what ERS mode it is and stuff like that. So going into 7th gear, not choosing to go to the highest gear at the moment. Now yes, he does. He goes to a lower gear to gain some momentum at the moment. Reaching speeds at 167 miles per hour going onto this straight here. It is really fast cars, and the Red Bull sound is sounding pretty great around here. Now approaching the DRS zone here, which is a common place for overtaking here in the race as well. So it's quite crucial in qualifying that they actually hit those DRS zones to gain the maximum speed, because otherwise your qualifying lap will be compromised. And due to the fact that the qualifying has now been increased from 12 minutes to 18 minutes, the drivers now have an opportunity to gain maximum time on their stints, and they can do 3 stints, 3 laps to see if they can set a good lap time. As Hotwire was the first set of lap time, which is a 1:22.0, so that's the benchmark at the moment. Whole times we could expect around this track will be mid to low 121s, 120s, just like Orbit Nation has just done in the Mercedes. And we will see our early leaders shine here as well. So hopefully we can get our predictions as much as we can as well. So very exciting. It's going to be absolutely fun as well. So make sure you do get involved in the chat. We would like to let you know. We would like you to tell us what you think of what's going on. Now, unfortunately, we've had a few retirees of the qualifying already. We've got Easy Fusion, Tempe and Leclerc. Ozone Leclerc has retired already, so they won't be saying a lap time at the moment. So the one new thing that they have introduced throughout this F1 2018 game is the tyre management has changed. They got to be very more aware now of, they got to be more aware of the tyres and the temperature, because if the tyres get a bit too hot or too cold, they lose a lot of grip in the tyres, and if they lose a lot of grip in the tyres, they start to weave and they start to struggle, and that is where multiple crashes take place, which is not the idealist of situations. So that is why they don't need to push too much on the throttle to gain the speed, and the strategy could be different. So they may have done a one-stop strategy in the F1 2017 game, but due to the fact they have to manage their tyres a bit more, it could be onto a 2-stop strategy. So in the PS4 races yesterday, I've seen a lot of people go into the 2-stop strategy. So we could possibly see a lot more people going into that strategy today. But we've seen a few people go on the softs and go on to the ultras as well for a few stints. So it is quite common. And there was one person yesterday that did a stint for 28 laps. But I wonder if one of these guys can actually do it. So should be interesting as well. So we've got good old Soup in the chat. Hello. We've got Clone Troop and we've got the Easy Alliance and Callum Tempest as well in the chat. Good to have you along. If you do want a shout out and you're watching the stream, let me know. As Blazing Senna just set a lap time of a 1:26.2. So Albert Park, quite a few people famous people have won. But usually people who have won Australia never go, as hardly anyone goes on to win a championship from Australia a few times. I think so Nico Rosberg won one year in 2014, but he didn't win a championship. So not many people do that. But sometimes, like Damon Hill, for example, and Mika Hakkinen back in 1996 and 1998, they've gone on to win their respective championships by winning in Australia. So it is cool. It is cool. So strategy-wise at the moment, interestingly, quite a few people on the Super Softs. So I am intrigued what the weather is going to be like. The drivers are not telling me what the weather is like. So it's going to be a bit of a surprise for the weather. Me and you guys are not going to find out until the race, basically. So it's going to be annoying for us, but it's going to show a bit of an element to this race as well. So let me just go through the drivers who are on track at the moment. Now, A.Z Gamer is in the Force India, the lovely pink Force India as well. I haven't seen much of this Xbox League in the past. I did fill in a few times last season, but it was a few swapping and changing. This is the second season of the Xbox tier. It was only 10 races last season because it started quite a bit later than the PS4s. But the good news is we will be running a full 21 race calendar for the Xbox tiers for the first time. So it's going to be very interesting to see if these drivers can manage the whole 21 races here every Friday night as well. So we'll be starting on Australia, and then the final round will be in Abu Dhabi, of course. To be honest, it is great to have a final championship here in Abu Dhabi as well. So it is great. It is absolutely great as well. So I think floating lobby is floating eyes on a lap, and Lancelot out lap as well. As floating eye is just about to cross penultimate corner at the moment. Now, the thing that you may not know about F1 2018 is they've introduced a new ERS system where they have 5 modes of ERS, which is a kind of a form of battery, and they got to make sure that they manage the deployment and harvesting as much as they can and make sure that the battery doesn't run out. And if the battery does run out, then it's going to cause a lot in overtaking. And during qualifying, a lot of these guys will be running in mode 5, which is a hot lap. But we could see a lot of people. We could see a lot of people in the race be using overtaking mode as well. But there may be a few people using 0 at times if they want to save ERS as much as possible. But trick is if you want to go for ERS for hot lap, make sure, it is very important actually, make sure that you don't do a high ERS until you get to top gear. So like for example gear 7 and gear 8, or go to the straights. Once you reach that gear and you go on the top speed, that is when the drivers start to use that ERS to potential. And that is, you know, it's just important that they don't use it too early, because otherwise they're going to run out as much as possible as well. So they got to keep it balanced, in my opinion. So that is just what is going on as well. And it'll be interesting to see as well when the people will come out as well. A top tip that I've learned a week ago actually: drivers should aim to do their last lap just about when the checkered flag opens. So they're second to last lap. What they do is they go and do their outlap and stuff like that, do their second lap, and they cross the line just before the time runs out. Why? The track gets sticky, has more grip when there's more people on the track. And you gain a bit more speed if there's more people being on the track. And you'll gain more of advantage, and you'll more than likely get a high lap time in the 120s, for example. So if you do league racing, for example, I strongly recommend you do your last lap just before the checkered flag runs out, because that is where you gain the maximum speed as well. So we've got Orbit Nations on the Super Softs at the moment, La Lives on the Ultra Softs, as well as Ados Gamer. iHotWire on the Super Softs. We've got a few people on the Ultra Softs from P5 up to P8. R-Fags on the Ultra Soft as well, and Blazing Slenders in the Super Softs. And we got Tom123 FTW hasn't set a lap time just yet. Atlantis has just retired, so he's no longer wanting to set another lap time. He thinks it's enough for him, so maybe the gamble might pay off for him, you never know. But maybe the drivers that are waiting in the pits right now are waiting for that possible moment, that last possible moment. Don't forget, they can go out multiple times due to the fact it is a longer qualifying, which makes it very, very exciting as well. And if you watched ILR3 last season, it shaped up to be absolutely very interesting. And I did watch the last few races of that. I ended up commentating on one of them in Japan. Yeah, it was Japan. I commentated on ILR3 on Xbox with a lovely Tom. Tom now commentates ILR2 now, which is great for him because, yeah. So I've seen a few of these drivers before, but some of these drivers either are not racing or have got promoted. As Tom, out of nowhere, has just set a 120.4. So that's a very good lap time from him in the Toro Rosso. And I just got to say, I absolutely love the Toro Rosso sound in the game. It just sounds pretty darn good, to be honest. And the Toro Rosso and the Ferrari are my favourite engines in the F1 2018 game. Just saying, because of how different it sounds. So Tom, your provisional pole sitter at the moment. Can anyone beat into the 120s? The only person to reach in the 120s at the moment. So very intriguing indeed. So, and don't forget also, the race is not won in turn 1. So again, like I said, because these drivers haven't raced, may not have raced in league races before, they've got to keep it cautious when they go down into turn 1. And then maybe make it a bit more cautious, maybe brake a bit earlier than normal. And get the best line needed. And then once you approach a few more turns, that's when you can start racing properly and avoid too much carnage. That is the best way to approach this, which is pretty good as well. So let's see who's on our lap time as well. We've got Don't Thunder, who's on our lap time as well in the Red Bull. Looking very strong indeed at the moment. Nope, he's on his outlap at the moment, so I won't be following him. Dumb Thunder, there we go. I was following the right person. He's looking very, very fast. He's about 3 tenths up on the first sector, which is pretty good indeed. Let's follow him going into that straight chicane here around this bridge as well. Taking a very interesting line here, going through the straight now, approaching the DRS zone, going up to 6th gear, deciding to use Zero DRS. I think it is his in lap, because he decided not to use DRS at all. So yep, he is slowing down, so let's not follow him, but let's go right on board then with Hotwire. Hotwire, let's see what he can do. Approaching turn 3 with a very good ease there. I don't know how they manage it. Not managing to, they clip the corner to gain speed just like that, going through the tight bridge, going there, going to turn 6 at the moment, keeping it very, very tidy there, very, very clean and not exceeding track limits. We don't want the race to be on deciding on penalties. Him a very intriguing, deciding to keep to ERS mode 0 at the moment to try and save the ERS, and then when he goes to the DRS mode, he'll probably try and bump the ERS mode to probably 4 or 5. So, or maybe he may not be using ERS at all. We'll have to wait and see. DRS is now enabled. Is he going to choose to... Oh, he's slowing down. He's slowing down. Is he run out of fuel? No, he is... I think he was... got approached by a black marker. I'm not entirely sure on that one, but let's follow someone else. Who else is on a lap? I think also our Frank is on a lap as well. Let's see what he is. No, hasn't improved on his lap time at the moment. Doesn't look to be very fast, but hopefully he can improve. And I think Hotwire can improve as well, so we will keep an eye on him. We've got 2 minutes and 27. We can start to see the top 4 possibly go out of the pits right now, just to maximise their lap time. I suggested they go on the pits now, because if they don't go on the pits now, they won't have time to do their outlap and their 2 laps to make sure they qualify and possibly gain the potential to gain pole position. So yeah, very, very interesting here. So we'll keep an eye on who is going to the pits, who is going on an outlap and who isn't. So we will keep an eye on that at the moment. So race strategy, the tyres that people will have on offer at the race at the moment will be the ultra softs, the super soft and the soft. Like I said, it will most likely be a 2-stop strategy. Now interestingly, the top 4 are going for their outlaps then. So we've got Tom, Orbit, Livs and Ados Gamer deciding to go on their outlaps at the moment. So that's all good for them. So, Ados is slowing down a little bit. Orbit has decided to retire from qualifying, so he's not going to challenge for pole. He must have bought it somehow or maybe retired or something, I don't know. But we'll see what happens going through here then. We'll see the cream of the crop here. Can anyone else get into the 120s today? It will be amazing if people can get into the 120s, because it's just, that's what it is, you know. So very, very cool as well. So they've had about a month, these drivers, to get used to the new game. It came out a month ago, and it was a new patches since then as well. So that's what they got to keep an eye on as well. Looks like Tom or Ados. I mean, Ados will be the last person to cross the line, I believe, unless anyone else crosses the finish line before the time runs out. We will just have to wait and see on that one. But Livs is looking very strong. I don't want to jinx anything, because I've been known on ILR to jinx things quite a lot, and people get really sick of me for it. So I'm going to try and not jinx as much as possible here. So we will keep it up as well. So obviously this is the second season Xbox has been running, and the first season of Xbox went by a storm, especially with Tier 1 as well. That was a very close championship as well for Tier 1. And it was very fun to watch. I started watching ILR when they started introducing ILR to Xbox. Someone has been in the gravel, I don't know who it was. But yeah, I started to watch it when they were bringing it to Xbox. I thought, oh, what's this league? And then I saw it got good reputation in the F1 community, so I thought, why not see what they're up to? As Liv is about to cross the final corner then. What lap time is he going to set? It's looking very fast at the moment. What is he going to set? 120.8. He's in P2 at the moment. Not enough to slash pole. Let's see where Tom is at the moment. I don't think, no hot wire distracts him a little bit. Probably not the fastest time from him at the moment, but there is a bit of yellow flag that's probably costing him a little bit there in the Tour of us, so we will have to wait and see on that one. But he doesn't need to improve that much, because he already set a good lap time of a 120. That's why he's weaving. He thinks he's done enough. He hasn't improved. No, he hasn't on his pole time. So the only person, no, I don't think Ados can improve either. Anyone else on a lap time? No. So Tom, this guy, Tom 123 FTW, what a name it is. He is now on pole position for the first round of ILR3 on the Xbox tier today. Absolutely astonishing lap from him. He definitely had it in control. Unfortunately, we didn't see his pole lap on the stream, but it was very close, and Livs and Nation were nipping at his heels quite a lot there. So we are about to go to the standings and see how close they were in terms of temps at the moment. So how the races are run in ILR, it is a 50% race. We've got Tom123 FTW pole position, with Larlims in second, albeit in third place. We've got Ados Gamer in fourth. We've got Dome Thunder in fifth position, Iron Hotwire in sixth, R Frank in seventh position, Atlantis in eighth, AJH in ninth, and Floating Eye rounding up the top 10, and Blazing Cinder in 11th with Tempe, eDiffusion, and Ozone Leclerc not being able to set a lap time today. So you can start to see the early runners, but like I said, it is not over until the penultimate turn of the last lap. It is not won in turn 1. So it is dry at the moment. The drivers must be pretty relieved right now if they haven't checked the weather forecast before the race that it is dry. So a lot of dry practice will definitely come into fruition here, because I don't think a lot of these guys were practicing in the wet. So they must be pretty relieved. So strategies can come into play. And don't forget, if you qualify in the top 10, they will have to start on the tyres that they qualified their fastest lap on. So that is how it's going to work. But if they qualify outside the top 10, then that is when they will basically can choose whatever tyre they want. Will a few people decide to go on the softs and stretch that out a little bit more, maybe stay out a bit longer than the other runners? Or will they go for the ultra stop strategy and go for the faster tyres? The advantage for this game now, we can see how long they have been on these tyres, which is pretty damn amazing. So we are heading into the formation lap then. So I'm really glad that this league decided to do formation laps, because this is a chance where they get to warm up their tyres as much as possible as well. Hello, if you just joined us, welcome to the start of the Australian Grand Prix for ILR3 for Xbox. So this is going to be very interesting. There's also ILR1 and ILR2 also being broadcasted. It's also on Twitch. If you want to go between the 3 streams, the other 2 tiers are on Twitch. You can find out which Twitches they're being broadcasted in on Twitter. So make sure you do roll in between the 3 streams if you wanted to, and see how the other tiers are doing. But if you want to stick with us, that is absolutely fine, because you may have a few of your friends who are in this league and you want to find out how they do. Don't forget, all 3 broadcasts will be on this YouTube channel after the stream, so you can watch them back and see what has gone on between all the 3 tiers. Tonight, a few people being disqualified from the session already from the lap, so they won't be able to warm up their tyres to perfection at the moment, which maybe they can gain less advantage perhaps also. So this could be very cool. So we've got, interestingly, the 2 Toro Rossos in P1 and 2. So maybe we could see the Toro Rosso in this Xbox tier fighting for the championship. We will have to wait and see. Just let me know. Let me know in the chat who you think is going to win this race. I have seen in the ILR4 tier on PS4 yesterday when I was commentating, the person that led the race, well, actually I'm not going to say anything because I don't want to jinx these guys. So I'm not going to say anything of the sort until the end of the race. So I would like to wish these drivers the best of luck. For some people, it may be their first ever league race, and for most of them, some of the goals here is to make sure that they finish. So it should be interesting as well. So we are starting to get the drivers on board on the grid then. Should be very fun to watch. So we've got 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and we are underway for the Australian Grand Prix in ILR3. And Tom123 FW has got a very good start here, but we got some carnage already going for the back. eDiffusion has retired. There is a lot of carnage going at the back already. A lot of debris flying about at the moment. We've already seen Blazing Slender dropping down the field as well, so not looking the best for him, but so far Tom is already pulling away. But we've got a battle happening for P2 already, going freeway going into this, and oh, there's a contact between the Toro Rosso of Larlib. So what's happened with him? He's already lost his front wing already. Carnage in turn 1. Absolutely crazy right now. Not much carnage than you might expect, but for some of them, it's their first race. So they may not be used to overtaking as many people. They may be used to doing time trials and stuff like that. So a lot of battles happening already. Then we've got Dome, Thunder, and Atlantis. Atlantis going to try and make the move going to Dome Thunder at the moment. We also got Eidos Gamer approaching Orbit Nations at the moment. Orbit Nations is going to try and improve on his pace than qualifying, because qualifying he only managed to get 1 lap, but it was still enough, and he's managed to gain a lot of positions at the moment. Already some orders shaking up between the middle of the field at the moment. This is where we start to see a lot of issues, as Hotwire has been disqualified from the session then, but going the wrong way. Absolutely, that is wrong. I don't know what happened here. Maybe he can get a few opinions in the chat, but we shall have to wait and see on that one. But we shall see. And AJ is going to try and make the move done on Frank. Liv, Slender, and Floating Eye have gone into the pits at the moment, so they'll be repairing their fresh front wing damage already from a chaotic Australian Grand Prix. So we've got AJ in the Sauber and R Frank in the Sauber as well, looking very, very strong indeed. Let's just see the position in a second change, as AJ was trying to give some space at the moment, but he had to let him stick at the moment. Will the two teammates be fighting, or will they stick to team orders? By the looks of things, they will probably be fighting each other, which is good, but they also got to make sure that they keep it clean as well. So the biggest surprise here is Leclerc, who has gained 6 positions, which is great stuff. Everyone has seemed to be gaining positions apart from Liv, who's dropped down 8, and we've got AJ's lost a bit of time here at the moment. Oh, he's gone into the gravel. Oh my word, so that's going to a Leclerc going into 7th position at the moment. Let me just look on the tyres that are fitted. There we go. Top 123 FTW has a set fast lap at the moment. Interestingly, Leclerc's gone into the pits at the moment. Let's see what other battles we can see which are hotting up. Not too much at the moment. They are all shaping up to be quite far back, but I think we've got Eidos Gamer going to see if he can try his best to close on to Orbit Nations. But Orbit Nations is a little bit further away from Tom to catch up to the lead right now. But I do think for most of these drivers now, due to the issues that we have seen already, I think we could see a 2-stop strategy. I nearly said a 3-stop strategy. Again, I do not know why I said a 3-stop strategy, but anyway, that is crazy. But so we've got, let's see who else is gonna. We've got Livs, who was trying to make a possible move done, and we've got Floating Eye as well, and Leclerc fighting out with each other as well. Both of them have come out of the pits, and they want to gain as much as possible. Oh, Floating Eye has just gone a little bit wide there. That's allowed Leclerc to gain a little bit more pace at this stage. Regarding the disqualification from Hotwire, he waited for people to pass, and he was facing the wrong way, and he got DQ'd. So he did the right thing for waiting people to pass, but he was in the wrong way, and that's why he got disqualified, which is a bit of a shame at the moment. And oh, Floating Eye and Blazing Slender had a little bit of a moment there, and Blazing Slender seems to be struggling with his tyre temperature already, so he will have to pit a little bit earlier than intended in this race, which is not what we expected for him. Atlantis is going into the pits as well, so a lot of these guys that we could not be expecting. Maybe a lot of these guys who are pitting now may be doing a 2-stop or want to stretch the softs out. We will have to wait and see on that one. But to be honest, I don't know how the softs can go on for that long. It depends how they manage these tyres at this stage of the race. So already Tom is definitely looking in control, with the Orbit Nations in 2nd place, with Eidos Gamer in 3rd. So the order doesn't look like it is changing from the top 3 at the moment. So we'll keep our close eye on the midfield, and if we do see some battles happening at the front, we will try and do our best, as Eidos Gamer has retired. He is out of this race then. He has binned it on the next DRS zone. And to be honest, I wasn't expecting that to happen from him because he's a very strong driver. So already we've had 1, 2, 3, 4 people have retired from this race already. 5 actually, 5. And we've got 11 drivers remaining. So this is shaping up not to be good for some drivers, but very good for a majority. Then we will just have to wait and see and find out. Blazing Slender then, he's got to recover, he's got to put it together. He's going to close on to Atlantis pretty soon. He's got to make sure he doesn't cause any trouble either as well. So we will keep an eye on that as much as possible. So much shout out to you guys who are watching the stream. Hello to 11 of you that are watching. How are you all doing? And I hope you are liking it. If you are liking the stream, by the way, don't forget to click the subscribe button and turn notifications on so you know when to see a video and a stream from ILR next for IndyILR Racing. Blazing Slender seems to be a bit down on his pace at the moment, so let's watch on a few of the drivers who may be closing in. We have got Arfank, which is not doing too bad either, in 4th. Dun Thunder in 3rd. And obviously we've got Orbit and Tom in the top 2. So let's see position changes again then. So Orbit Nations has gained 1 position. Dun Thunder 1086 has gained 1 as well. And oh, we've got a migrating host issue. I hope this doesn't do anything with the lobby. I really do hope not, but it seems to be alright at the moment. This is probably something Codemasters has fixed. So they haven't actually fixed it in the F1 2017 game, but they fixed it for the F1 2018 game. So thank you, Codemasters. You actually done something right in the end. Fixed something that's been around for ages. The migrating host issue. So goody, goody, good. So we are going to just see what else is going on around Australia. Not much happening at the moment. It is quite a hot day, so we can see the track temperature start to increase. Especially seems there are a lot more people on the track. Don't forget this started on the official time, so it would have started about 1 their time. And Floating Eye has retired as well, so we've lost another person. So we're down to 8 already. 8 drivers. Oh my word, we weren't expecting that. I might have jinxed a few people not by knowing it, so again I do apologise. And but to be honest, I don't jinx on purpose, just saying. So yeah, I don't really jinx so much as on purpose. So whilst there's not much battles going on track at the moment, some interesting facts about the Australian GP which you may not know existed. It was first held in 1928. The number of times they was held, the Australian Grand Prix, was 1983 times, but there was a variety of different circuits that they have done as well. That I remember one time they were at Adelaide, especially in 1995, the climatic 1995. Oh, was it 1994? I can't remember, when Schumacher and Damon Hill have had a bit of contact, and Damon Hill could have kept going to make sure he won the championship, but he had a bit of damage as well, so he went out, and Schumacher won the championship in '94, his first championship, I believe. A lot of people seem to be struggling on this tyre where, like I said, the strategy on F1 2018 is different to F1 2017, so they can't afford, as we've got another issue from AJ then. His tyres are definitely warning out at the moment. He's got to be careful not to hit the Ferrari there. He almost had a bit of contact, but he made sure he didn't. So that was, to be honest, that was a very lucky escape from those two. But they could still be fighting. They have been fighting before, AJ and Ozone. Right, let me just get the tyre strategy at the moment just to see what tyres they're on and how long they have been on. AJ has been on the super softs for 2 laps, whereas Ozone has been on. He seems to be definitely struggling, even though he's been on the super softs. He has possibly pressed on the throttle a little bit too much, and that's what's causing him to lose time to Ozone Leclerc. in the Ferrari there. So that is why he is losing so much time. But hopefully he can recover as he's getting a bit more speed in the corners, looking very good. Going through those corners. His setup, I think, is mainly based on these corners because the setup is actually not too bad on the straight on this circuit, but maybe because the setup that he used was focusing on the corners, maybe it compromised a little bit on the straight, so maybe that's why it caused a bit of confusion between him. So they are both going into turn 1. DRS will be enabled this lap then, so he will be using the DRS. Let me get the DRS as he's going to try and make a move down the outside of this turn 6. Is he going to make it stick? Looks like Leclerc is defending quite nicely. He's been doing very well to make sure that he improves as much as possible as well, which is absolutely amazing to see from these guys. A bit of a lock-up from Leclerc, but he kept it going, which was very good as well. Don't forget, most of these guys don't use any assist at all, and that's including no ABS. A few people may find it tricky to use no ABS, me included. I've never run a race. I've never taken part in a race without ABS before, so to be honest, I don't know how these guys managed to do it, so we'll just have to wait and see. Now, I think there's been talk in the chat there may be a restart due to a lot of retirements, but I don't have a clue at the moment. But I don't understand. But we've got 7. Oh my word! So I think we got AJ. That's had a little bit of a spin again. Let's follow how Orbit is doing. Orbit is doing quite nicely. He's not going to be able to catch up, but it is going to be so we will have to wait and see on that one to see if he catches up. He is doing some very good, not too bad lap times, so he is looking to be very strong. He's 2.5 seconds separated between him and Tom. It's maybe the battle for the lead, and Tom is going into the pits right now. Yes, he is. He's going into the pits. And what tires is he going on to? Let me just see. He's going on to a set of softs. So maybe going on to a set of softs will probably stretch till the end of this race, I think, maybe. Or would he possibly do a two-stopper? We shall have to find out as soon as possible as well. So we will have to wait and see on whether those tyres can last the full 19 laps of this Melbourne Albert Park circuit. Dome Thunder has also just been out on the pits as well. He's also been on a set of softs. Orbit will probably have to pit in the next 1 or 2 laps just to see if he manages as well. There's one person on the Ultras, and that is Blazing Slender. His tyres are starting to get a little bit hot at the moment, so that is why he will need to pit soon as well. Now, maybe Orbit has played the perfection of staying out quite well, because the gap between first and second is 18. That is absolutely crazy right now, so that is astonishing. Now, I've been asked to be invited to a party, but unfortunately I can't because I'm streaming, so they'll have to tell me what happens in the chat. So as soon as I find out what happens, I will find out for you if we have to restart. I do hope we don't restart, because there are still 7 people in this race and they are looking for a race. So, but I don't know. Apparently it's my call, apparently. Okay. Okay. So, I really don't know. I don't know. Why are you making me do this call? So, unfortunately, since it's more than 25... Yeah. We're going to have to make do. I don't know. I'm not going to say too much here, but due to the fact since there's more than 25% of the race gone, I think we will have to keep going, unfortunately. No, I think it's been about 50%, halfway pretty much. So yeah, we're not going to be restarting, guys. So we've got 7 drivers on the way. Blazing Slender has gone into the pits. I don't know. I'm actually going to tell them my decision. Hold on a second. So I think Leclerc has got some time penalties approaching as well. So he's got to be careful as well. So we don't want to see any more people retiring. That'll be very, very sad. But we could see the race possibly be decided on penalties as well. Orbit Nations have decided to stay out, but Tom is definitely gaining on him. Tom could possibly get the jump that he absolutely needs, but we will have to wait until they pit in order to see if they are able to jump or not. So, massive shout out to all 16 of you that are watching the stream at the moment. How are you all doing? So hope you're all doing fantastic. This is the ILR3 Xbox tier, and there are 7 people that are still in. So half of the people have retired, half of the people are still in, which I've never seen that. I have never seen that happen in a race where most of the guys have retired. I've seen that quite a lot in Project Cars 2. It's a bit common on Xbox for a lot of people to retire, but that's just second nature, I think. So we will just have to find out. We are on lap 13 at the moment. Tom has gone out in the leagues, Orbit is pitted. So Tom has definitely played that strategy to perfection. Orbit's around about 8.5 seconds separating between him and Tom. But I think the closest battle at the moment is between Blazing Slender and AJH. That is the closest battle we can actually see on the track. So we'll see if they can catch up at the moment. AJH is nearly a minute behind on Ozone Leclerc at this stage. So interestingly, the most people, well, the person that has won the most out in Australia in real life was Lex Davison, who won in 1954, 1957, 1958 and 1961, in fact. And also Michael Schumacher. Now, keep fighting Michael, because he's still in recovery at the moment, and I really hope he recovers. I really hope he goes back to his normal self, even if it takes him a while to do so. And to be honest, I do have a lot of respect for Michael Schumacher. He is a really nice guy, in my opinion. He has gone on to set some very good records in real life, so I fight for him. So we've got Gaming Alimonda in the chat as well. Hello, how are you doing? And we've got a Gaming X chat as well, who was racing earlier on. So we will have to wait and see. The gaps are a bit big at the moment. It is quite hard to see the battles at the moment, unfortunately. So this is not shaping up to be the opening race that we thought, but this is basically, I think, pretty much giving a wake-up call to the guys who retired that they got to be extremely careful. So we'll have to make sure and see what happens to see if we get more retirees. Most of the DNFs actually happened about laps 3 and laps 4, Ali. Roughly about then. We had one person that got disqualified. And then I think it was a carnage on the first lap, then there's lap 3 and 4, then about 6 and 7. Lap 6 and 7, so quite a lot of laps. So that is basically what happened, the question at the moment. But if you just joined us, hello. If you are liking the stream so far, don't forget to click the subscribe button and turn notifications on. And also, whilst you're at it, make sure you flick between the 3 tiers, because don't forget ILR1 and ILR2 are being broadcasted at the same time on Twitch. So if you want to find out what is happening in those leagues, those tiers as well, make sure you do check that out. I can promise you those 2 tiers are very close indeed. So whilst you're watching this stream, make sure you check out those streams to find out what is happening as well. I'll definitely be doing that after the stream is finished as well. So I don't know, Ali, to be honest. It mostly happened, the carnage happened, well, the first lap carnage happened towards laps 5 and turns 5 and 6. And the second DRS zone, the last not the penultimate DRS zone of the track, not the start finish rate zone, but the one before that, a lot of people got caught out as well there. So that might be turn 11, I don't know, but that is where a lot of people got caught out. So I wonder if a lot of people like Australia after this race, eh? So going back to the amount of people that have won, there's also people that have won 3 times, which is Bill Thompson, Doug Whiteford, Jab Brabham, Graham McRae, Roberto Mourinho, Alan Prost, Jenson Button. Jenson Button is still going on in the Super GT, and he's doing ever so well. He's leading the championship, actually. And he has won the Australian Grand Prix in 2009, 2010 and 2012. Sebastian Vettel won it this year, and also last year as well. So he won 2 Australian Grand Prix in a row. And the ones who also won twice is Les Murphy. Les Murphy definitely does ring a bell, I think, in my opinion. We also had Bruce McLaren. I wonder if he was named after him. I don't even know. Frank Matish. Again, apologies if I say these names wrong. Some of you may be big F1 fans, but there we go. Max Stewart, Gerhard Berger, Ayrton Senna, Damon Hill, David Coulthard, Kimi Raikkonen, Nico Rosberg, and Lewis Hamilton. So these guys are the ones that have won twice. Lewis Hamilton is looking on course to possibly take his 5th championship in real life, but we have heard from Sebastian Vettel he is not going to give up. And I know there's a few Sebastian Vettel fans in the chat. I'm going to be impartial, of course, so I'm not going to say much, but I think it's going to be a tough fight. It is not over yet. People may think it's over. It may be Lewis Hamilton's, but I don't think it is all over for Vettel yet. He's still got loads of chances happening in the last few races. The next race is in Russia tomorrow, and I'll definitely be watching the qualifying. I wonder if you guys will be as well. So brilliante. I will be seeing if I could do some podium interviews as well, so I'll be seeing if I could try and get that out the way as well between the top 3. So I will try and get those sorted as well towards the end. And how's your day been at work as well, or school, or wherever you've been as well? I am trying to trigger out a conversation because, again, there's not much battles happening at the moment. It's like an endurance race at the moment by the looks of things, because the gaps are so high at the moment. But we shall see for that one. We'll just keep it together as much as possible. And so we shall see what is going on. And we've got Tom still in the lead, pushing the gap between him and Orbit, 11.1. And then we've got Dome, and then we've got R. Frank, and then we've got Ozone Leclerc in 5th position, AJ in 6th, and Blazing Slender in 7th. The most winners, obviously by nationality, is Australia. 32 people from Australia have won. And then after that, 16 wins, Great Britain. So, basically, I'm actually quite surprised that a lot of British drivers have won here. But don't forget, Lewis Hamilton, David Coulthard, Damon Hill, and Jenson Button actually won here. So there's quite a lot of British drivers. So they actually won in 1938, 1956, 1966, 1967, 1968, 1994, 1995, 1996, 97, 99, 2003, 2008, oh my god, ow. I nearly hit myself. There we go. 2008, 2009, 2010, 2012, and I think the last British person that has won in Australia, I think, was Lewis Hamilton, and that was in 2016. And I think the most after Great Britain, because Great Britain won 16 times in Australia. German drivers won 9 times. So that was in 2000, 2001, 2002. 2004, 2011, 2014, 2016, 2017, and 2018. As Blazing Slender does have a time penalty. So, just to keep the chat going, like I said, what's been your favourite moment in the Australian Grand Prix in real life? What's been your favourite Grand Prix to watch in real life? This year's was actually very interesting because that was where strategy... The amount of strategy coming into play that possibly ruined Lewis Hamilton's race. And Sebastian Vettel definitely played that strategy in that Australian race perfectly. So, it just goes to show, it may not be down to pace in some tracks, sometimes it may be down to strategy. And both Lewis Hamilton's team and Sebastian Vettel have got it wrong a lot of times this year. I wonder how these guys are doing with strategy. I think we've got AJ's on 2 stops, Blazing Slender's on 2 stops. Let's see what tyres everybody else is on. The most thing that the tyres have ever done is Ozone Leclerc. He's been on the soft tyres for 16 laps at the moment. So, already, he's showing he's lost a bit of grip already due to the fact he has been on those tyres for so long. If he struggles a bit more, he will probably need to pit soon. And we've got another retirement. I don't know what happened with him, but unfortunately, Orbit Nations is out of this race. So we are down to 6 drivers. Oh my lord. Oh my lord. That is crazy right now. I wasn't expecting this at all. And the 6 drivers that are still in can definitely score some valuable points here. So, I wonder if you've ever seen this in a race where you've seen most of the guys retire. I haven't. And I have been trying to think of facts to tell you about because there's not much going on the track at the moment, unfortunately. So I've been trying to find ways to entertain the stream as much as possible as well. So apologies if this race isn't entertaining at the moment because there's not much battles, but hopefully you find my interesting facts that entertain him. Now apparently, according to Orbit Nations, his batteries went and he full locked it into the wall. What a shame. How gutting. How gutting. So hopefully you can recover as much as possible. Dame Thunder doing not too bad either. We got 7 or 8 laps left of this Grand Prix. Now, multiple winners have won as far as constructors. The most at 12 wins, the 2 constructors that have won it the most here in Australia is Ferrari and McLaren. both with 12 wins. Ferrari won it in 1957, 1958, 1969, 1987, 1999, 2000, 2001, 2002, 2004, 7, 2017 and 2018. McLaren also won it 12 times. The next, interestingly, is Williams. The most notable one I know was in '96 when Damon Hill won in Australia in his championship year. A constructor that I haven't actually heard of, to be honest, that has won the Australian Grand Prix 5 times is Cooper. What a very interesting name for a constructor. I absolutely like that name for a constructor, to be honest. And 4 times we've had Bugatti, MG, Lola, Ralt, and Mercedes have won it 3 times out of the current ones as well. So obviously Ferrari, McLaren and Williams at the top out of the ones that are still racing here in F1 today. And then it's Mercedes that won it in 2014, 2015 and 2016. AJH having a time time penalty there. So yes. So we'll have to wait and see what happens here. And I think that who was after Mercedes out of the current ones? I think the only other current constructors that have won in Australia was Renault, and that they were both by either Jack Carter, I think it was by Alonso, I think. So that is interesting. Michael Schumacher has actually won it quite a lot, like I said. And I wonder if it was staged, the Australian Grand Prix. I wonder if it was staged. I wonder if it was staged in places other than Adelaide. I don't know. But if you just joined us, hello. We've got the last few laps of this Grand Prix. We've already had a lot of retirements already. 8 retirements. But the ones that are racing right now are determined not to give up. It's kind of like an endurance race for them. So we will try and make sure. I think the closest one at the moment. Oh, AJ's gone into the pits right now. So he was struggling a bit on this pace at the moment. But oh, he's on for a stop go. That's why he's going into the pits at the moment. But he is going to change. I think onto another South Super Soft. Possibly see if he could try and gain some time. And we've got a 21 race calendar, like I said, on Xbox. So these drivers have got to be aware of their surroundings if they want to survive this 21 calendar. And if you want to know what other races are going in ILR at this stage, we've got on Saturday and Sunday, we've got ILR 1 and 2 for the PS4. So make sure you do check that out on Sunday. At 5:30 on Sunday. On 5:30 on Sunday, it's ILR1, and then at 7 PM on Sunday will be ILR2. For both amazing, all 4 amazing commentators will be commentating that. We've got Andy and Ali Monda will be commentating for ILR1 on Sunday at 5:30, and at 7, Owen and Soup will be commentating ILR2. So, looking forward to those. Make sure you do check those out at those respective times. By the looks of things, Tom is way ahead of everybody else. He is definitely on a class of his own right here. He is showing what he's made of at the moment. Yes, Rays, you're not seeing things. A lot of people have retired. You're not seeing things. You are. It is true. So, that's why the race is not as interesting at the moment. But do not worry. We're keeping our fingers crossed that the race will be as interesting next week. And we'll have a much fuller grid as well. So, should be interesting. So, I think we've got Frank that's just binned it into the wall again. That is why Tom is going. Oh my word, another retiree, ladies and gentlemen. AJ's just parked it there, lost a bit of his front wing, and he is retired. So, we're down to 5 drivers. 5 drivers. Oh my word. I know I kept saying oh my word a lot, but I have never seen a race like this, where most of the people that took part has retired. Oh my god. We are trying to keep it together, everybody. Trying to make the most not exciting of races more entertaining with my lovely voice. So, we're hoping to see some much cleaner overtaking in Bahrain. Like, Bahrain is a nice track to drive in the game, to be honest. Even though I do find certain corners very tricky, including the DRS zone. And where it is a tight corner where you've got to worry about your speed and anything like that. Tom, interestingly, and also Frank, has been on the soft tyres for 17 laps. And we've got Doan Thunder, 2 laps on the super softs, I think. Ozone Leclerc has been on the lap for the super softs for 5 laps. Blazing Senna just went out of the pits. So, it looks like the order is going to stay the same. I just hope that no one else bottles it, please. We are going to keep our fingers crossed here. But we shall have to wait and see for that one. What is going on? So, don't forget, if you are liking the content that you are seeing so far, please don't forget to click the subscribe button. We've got the penultimate lap of this Grand Prix. And already Tom has just shown a class of his own already in his penultimate laps. He was the one who has tried to stay out of trouble out of the whole of this race. And he is definitely, to be honest, he's definitely a force to be reckoned with in ILR3. We will be keeping a close eye and seeing how well he does at the moment. So, very impressed with what he's doing. And the stewards will be looking at the incidents that happened and understanding why there's been so many incidents this race. They will be having a close look, as it were. So, like I said again, I haven't seen that much incidents in my life. So, but you know. So, and I don't know why I've been seeing on the stream. I don't even really know why. But Again, it is quite tricky. But anyway, Tom's about to start his final lap. We could see an interesting battle on our hands, actually. We could see a battle between Doan and R. Frank. But Doan, I think Doan's DC because I think Doan's got an AI. I don't have a clue on that one. I don't understand, really. And, we shall see how well he does. Now I think he's lost a bit of time again. Tommy's catching up between those two guys, actually. About to be lapped again, I think. So, massive shout out to everyone that is still in the chat as well. And tell me what you're looking forward to about next week. And I hope you're looking forward to it as much as I am. So, Tom has got the last few corners to make sure he doesn't bottle it, basically. Looks like he's okay at the moment as Tom is about to cross the start-finish line. And he goes on to win the Australian Grand Prix in ILR3. And we've got Doan, who's about to start his final lap as well. And he will be crossing the line in P2. And R. Frank will be crossing the line in P3. Ozone Leclerc will be in P4. And Blazing Slender will be in P5. So Blazing Slender has finished. Ozone Leclerc is about to finish in 4th. And we've got Frank just about to finish as well. He's going to approach a few straights coming up. So we're waiting for Doan and Frank to finish. So we'll just make sure that we will keep an eye on that. So we will get the standings for you as soon as possible as well. Just so you guys are more aware about what has happened this race. As we've got Doan, R. Frank's about to cross the line. He's about to finish in P3. He's been on the he's been on the soft for 20 laps, and so has Tom123 FTW as well. So here we go. We have our standings, and it has to be C to be released. You're going to see the amount of retirees and the amount of penalties that we've got. So, well done to your top 3. Like I said, no podium interviews today due to the fact that we've had a lot of people that retired. And so, we will go straight. We will share the podium at least, just to be fair. We got an Australian on the podium, which is good for an Australian home race, so that is good. Tommy's pretty happy with himself. He's going to get the full 25 points. So we're going to get your standings right now. So Tom123 has won the race with Dome Thunder in 2nd. In Australian, R. Frank 3rd in UK, Leclerc and Slender in Scotland. And I do believe AJ, Orbit, Atlantis, Floating Eye and ADOS Gamer have scored points. So even though they haven't finished, they have scored points and they are classified. So even though they did not finish, I don't know how that worked out. R. Frank, Leclerc, Slender, AJ and Orbits has got penalties as well. So we will watch out as much as possible. So we would like to thank you guys for watching ILR3 stream tonight. We hope you enjoyed it. I tried to keep the stream as entertaining as possible. And we will see you next Friday for the next Xbox stream. But if you don't want to wait until then, make sure you check out ILR 1 and 2 on PS4 on Sunday night for some more ILR fun. Thank you very much, everybody, and good night.